The push to net zero by 2050 is gaining even more momentum in the lead up to the Glasgow Climate Conference next month. We know many in the government want to go down this path, from the Treasurer Josh Frydenberg down. The Nationals are now making noises about how it can be done rather than why it can't be done. Big business is pushing for it. We had the Minerals Council on last week, and the Business Council of Australia came out over the weekend. Most developed countries are pushing this cause. Most of the media, all kinds of environmental groups and other activist organisations, they all want Australia to sign up to net zero by 2050. Strangely enough, the person who summed it up best was Greta Thunberg last week.
Net zero by 2050, blah, 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 net zero, blah, blah, blah.
Yep, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty bad when even Thunberg can see through their spin. Now, she, of course, is willing to see the global economy collapse to get to net zero. She wants them to do more. But my point is that for all their rhetoric, they cannot deliver what they promise. Net zero by 2050 is a glib line, a slogan, a fashionable and vacuous promise, not a policy. Here's the thing. You know, I've been working on a documentary on this energy challenge, and it's very clear when you speak to the experts that net zero by 2050 is just impossible. Short of Australia adopting a large-scale switch to nuclear energy, and short of the entire world massively expanding the amount of nuclear generation, we are not getting to net zero greenhouse gas emissions in 30 years, or probably by the end of the century. You don't have to take my word for it. It's best to listen to the International Energy Agency, who back in May put out a roadmap for the world to get to net zero by 2050. But surprise, surprise, most of the world's media ignored the most important finding. And that's where it said the emissions reduction through to 2030 can all be done by technology that's available today. But to get to the 2050 target, nearly half of all the cuts will have to come from technology that's only at demonstration or prototype phase. How about that? On current technology, it cannot be done. Well, current technology except for nuclear. The many organisations backing in net zero are either backing a big lie, one of those big lies that's easy to get away with, or they're doing it on a wing and a prayer. They are betting the farm on carbon capture and storage working, or on hydrogen scaling up and becoming practical and cost effective, or on some breakthrough in batteries or wave power. They are promising a result based on technology that does not yet exist. That exposes how it's more about politics than it is about practical reality. Here's the test. If someone tells you they're committed to net zero global emissions or even national emissions, ask them if they support nuclear power. If they do, then they're serious, realistic and practical about cutting emissions. If they still oppose nuclear, then it's a sure bet they're playing politics, and they're more interested in climate gestures than backing a plan that can actually work.